Tanya Washington, a law professor at Georgia State University's College of Law. Tanya, thank you so much indeed for your time. Diehard Trump supporters, the Fox News network, Trump himself, they all believe the president is doing a good job in the face of COVID-19. Most of the medical profession, it seems, disagrees. How do you feel?
I think the facts on the ground demonstrate that there have been lots of missed opportunities, and that the time that it has taken for the administration to admit the significant nature of this problem is lost and is going to have consequences in terms of the number of people that we lose to this awful disease.
How much is the president to blame for that? It wasn't so long ago, it might be about 2 weeks, I'm guessing. He was standing outside the White House and he was asked if he takes any responsibility for the National Security Council completely getting rid of the pandemic experts who were supposed to prepare the United States for exactly something like this. And his words were, "I don't take any responsibility." How much has he himself to blame for what's happening in your country?
I think he bears a great deal of responsibility. With great leadership comes great responsibility, and having a consistent message that is rooted in the facts, that communicates the truth of the circumstance that we're dealing with, that is informed by the medical experts and the public health experts, and giving people the best advice to keep themselves and their families safe is what the president should have done and what the president has not done. He still has an opportunity to prevent more deaths than otherwise would occur. But he's going to have to be consistent. He's going to have to take responsibility, and he's going to have to give information that is truthful and informed by the experts.
Over the past couple of days, he's been pushing this drug hydroxychloroquine, saying, take it, what have you got to lose, but consult your doctor, but I would take it, and then pulling back a bit because he's really on a very dangerous legal base there. People who have taken it, there's at least been one case that I've seen reported of someone who's taken it and actually died from it. And the American Medical Association says you could indeed die from taking the drug that the president is telling you to take as something that could fight COVID-19. There's his attitude and the way he stands at the podium when he's asked a question that casts some kind of doubt about the federal response. He likes to shut the reporter down rather than answer the question, saying it's a nasty question, you should not be asking that kind of question. Do you feel as if inside he might be panicking a bit, even if he's not showing it at these daily news briefings?
I think he's feeling incredibly defensive because I think he realizes that he is going to be judged by how he responds to this pandemic. And telling people to take a drug that has been tested for malaria or tested for lupus, and to take a risk that the medical community is telling them is not appropriate is irresponsible and negligent and reckless. My understanding, having looked at some of the reports about the consequence of taking some of the drugs that the president is recommending that people take, can cause cardiac arrest. It can have negative effects for people if they're already taking other kinds of medications. So people have a lot to lose by taking bad medical advice from a president who is not giving people the information they need. What he needs to focus on is creating a coordinated national response that directs people to the kind of behavior that is going to flatten the curve as soon as possible. That should be his priority.
Let me end with a final general question, because people say the media in the United States, and they could say the same about us because we're talking about President Trump's reaction to what's happening in your country, that we, the media, are politicizing the situation. The media would say that the government everywhere in the world has to be held to account, especially at a time like this. And in the United States, actually politicizing what Trump is doing might help him in a way, because there are so many of his base who think that whenever he's attacked, it's just fake news and that it's not actually reality.
I don't think that the media reporting information is politicizing this pandemic. I think since we're not getting good information from the Trump administration, we've got to get information from the media that reflects what is happening, because what is happening is very different from the picture that's being painted by our president. And so I'm grateful that the media is on the ground interviewing our first responders, interviewing people who have been diagnosed as COVID-19 positive, giving us the facts that we're not getting from our leadership.
Tanya, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for talking to us on the News Hour here on TRT World. That's law professor at Georgia State University, Tanya Washington.